All right, friends, are you tired of boring salads? I've got an amazing one for you today. It is going to knock your socks off. My name is Liz. I'm with Simple Italian Cooking, and today I'm showing you how I make my very own Italian or Mediterranean fig salad. I'm actually making it in this video right before going to my in-laws, where we were going to be making a bunch of homemade Italian pizzas. I wanted a really nice salad that was just a little different, and this is that salad. This is a fig salad, and I'm going to show you how you can make it. Super quick. Very easy. You're going to love it. Let's get started. Andiamo. The first thing you're going to want to do, and this is key to so many salads, is you're going to take the bowl, and I have a very large one here because I'm traveling with it, and I take a garlic clove. You want to slice it in half and rub it around. Trust me, when you move and mix that salad in there, those lettuce leaves are going to pick up that hint of that garlic flavor. It makes a really big difference. So I'm using about 12 ounces. It's one of these containers and a half a container of loose leaf lettuce. You want to really make sure that you use a mix of greens. I also go ahead and just chop it up into nice bite-sized pieces. I try to be as uniform as possible. I also use my salad spinner. I always rinse my salad and I spin it. If you're doing a lot of lettuce greens, you're going to want to do it in small batches because you want to make sure that that excess water is able to escape and get out of there. So you might have to do a few extra batches. But this is about how much lettuce I am using, and have fun with it. Get creative with the different types of lettuce. I recommend not using just one single type of lettuce. That gets a little boring. You want to have some color in there, get some of that red leaf lettuce, that green leaf lettuce, a little bit of romaine, etc., etc. Okay, let's talk about what the ingredients are that I use. I like to use fire roasted red pepper. Fire roasted does not mean that it's spicy. I always use it from a jar. It's so much easier and quicker. I also use just non-marinated artichoke hearts. I get it at Aldi. You can also use the marinated if you want for extra flavor. Now, I forgot that I had run out of tomatoes. You're going to need about 2 cups of chopped tomatoes. I did pick some up on the way over and add them later. So we buy a lot of our stuff from Thrive Market, and we love their products. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. I'm just literally using a bunch of their stuff. Also some olives. I'm using Kalamata. You can use a mix of olives, would be great too. This is jars and me just don't get along, so I'm using this handy dandy jar opener, which it looks so simple like it wouldn't work, but it really does. So anyway, by the way, all the links are below of everything that I'm talking about in this video if you're curious and want to get more information, along with a link to the actual recipe. Make sure to sign up for my newsletter where you can get all these recipes shipped to you right to your inbox. All right, so I'm actually going to use three peppers, and I'm dicing them into small pieces. I find that if they're too large, it can overpower the flavor of the salad. So you want to use 3 of them. I'm only showing 2 here, but I actually do add in a third. If you're not going to be serving the salad right away, keep all these separate ingredients in a separate bowl together. I totally forgot to do this. I started off doing it, totally forgot, and ended up combining it. So totally fine, but it is a really nice tip. Okay, moving on to the pepperoncini. I like to get them sliced. It just saves me time instead of having to deal with whole ones where I have to deal with a ton of seeds and cleaning them out. Do like to just give them a rough chop so that they're not overpowering in each bite. In terms of quantity for the pepperoncini, I'm actually using about 1/3 of a cup. So you want about 1/3 of a cup of the pepperoncini. For the artichoke hearts, I'm using a good handful of them. I don't go too heavy on the artichoke hearts with other people because not everybody likes artichoke hearts, but I'm using, probably once it's all chopped up, maybe about 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup. And in terms of the Kalamata olives, I always get them pitted. I like to slice them up. Once it's all said and done, it comes to about a cup. I think the Kalamata olives are really important. They go really well with the figs. So I like to slice them. Sometimes you can just slice them in half, but today I really want to make sure that everybody gets a slice of that olive in each bite with the salad. So I find this really does the trick. Okay, and let me explain a little bit about the figs. So really any type of fig you can have. These are mission figs, and you can use Turkish figs. I've done that before. Now, these look kind of funny because they've actually been in our freezer. They will accumulate a lot of sugar the longer they sit, at least these mission figs do. so much sugar and it hardens that it is too much, like it will actually hurt my teeth. So what I do is I just simply rinse them under some warm water, and that loosens it up, gets that extra overly sweetness out of there. Don't worry, they will still be sweet. And so I go ahead and roughly chop them up. That's all you got to do. And in terms of quantity here for the figs, totally up to your taste, but I would put in at least a cup. I mean, this is a fig salad, so you really want to make sure that those figs are in there. And in terms of the freezing them, the reason why I freeze them is because sometimes we get them in bulk and it's just too much to eat all at once and I don't want them going bad. So I just put it right into the freezer in a bag and works great. Now that everything is in the separate bowl, I go ahead and just simply add everything into the larger bowl. And at this point, especially depending on how much you are making, mix it together and eyeball it and see if you need to make any adjustments. This is such a super, super easy, flexible recipe. All right, so let's talk about the salad dressing. All you need is some extra virgin olive oil, the apple cider vinegar. You can use red or white if you want. Dried oregano, fresh is fine. 1 lemon. I have kind of a small lemon here. Totally fine. You want something that you can mix everything up in, so I'm using just a small mason jar for that. If you're curious about my olive oil, this is Atlas. This is my favorite. I love, love, love this olive oil. So I will also have a link down there. You can get it on Amazon. I'll put my affiliate link for you down below if you want to check it out. So in terms of quantity, I'm using about 4 ounces of the olive oil. So that's a 1/4 cup and a tablespoon is basically what that is. And always extra virgin cold pressed, first cold pressed if you can do that, because that's where you're going to get the flavor. Do not use regular olive oil. That has no flavor. Okay, so next you're going to use the vinegar. You're going to grab the vinegar and you're going to do 2 ounces of that. Now, however many ounces you do of the extra virgin olive oil, I always take half of that quantity for the vinegar. So again, you might want to adjust it to your own tastes, but I found this to be just a really good practice and it works really well every time. All right, now I'm going to take the lemon. I'm going to, push it down a little bit, get those juices flowing and cut it open. Again, this is pretty small, so be flexible. And I'm just using a handheld juicer to get that lemon. And I actually find this is the easiest on my hands and wrist when I am juicing a something like a lemon. It works great. This is actually made with olive wood. I always do it over a strainer because that catches the seeds. It saves you a ton of time. Like the time it takes to just grab the extra strainer and do it saves you a ton. So that's probably about 2 ounces there, and I'm going to go ahead and add that in. Now you can use dried oregano or you can use your own homegrown. I'm actually using my own oregano because this is Greek oregano, which has a spicier kick to it. So I just find it has a lot more flavor than anything that I've had. Even like the best brands out there, dried, I just find that my own homegrown or Greek oregano is just great. So I'm putting in about I don't know, 2 teaspoons or so. You want that oregano flavor to come through. Remember, this is a larger salad, so don't be shy. And then you also want 1 garlic clove. And what I just go ahead and peel it, and then we're gonna go ahead and mince it and add that in. If you want it more garlicky, go ahead. I chose to just go a little conservative, and I'm just using 1. And mince it really well and get that in there. And I use a garlic press because I really want it minced well. And give it a good shake. Put the lid on and give it a really good shake so that it emulsifies, which is really important. I'm also going to show you a tip for how to store that vinegar. So I'm just giving it a taste test and everything is good. And if you have any extra lemon juice left over, just put it in the salad. Just a little extra drop on those lettuce leaves. Couldn't hurt. So here's a really cool hack that we use a lot and it's so helpful. using a little funnel, I pour the dressing into Tabasco jars. So save those Tabasco jars. If you use Tabasco, clean it out really well and use it for dressings. It stores in the fridge really great, and it makes it really easy to pour, so you're not having to pour out of a mason jar. I'm using about almost a pint of tomatoes. Again, to taste. Now, I had to do this over at my sister-in-law's because I ran out of the tomatoes and didn't have any, and so we had to pick some up on the way over. Not a big deal. I just slice those and add them directly into the salad and give everything a really good mix. Now, you'll notice if the salad sits for a while, the lettuce is gonna go limp. That's because of all the juices from everything else that we've been adding to it. I have not added the dressing yet. I'm gonna serve that on the side because everybody likes it different. Here's one of the pizzas that we were making. Absolutely delicious. It almost looks more like a focaccia. And here's just two other pizzas that, these pizzas were so good, but that's not what this video is about. And here's the final mixing that I'm doing and what your salad will look like. All right, so how good did it really taste? Well, I'll show you. I already know it's good. I make this salad all the time and I love it. It's so good. We got the flavors of the olives and the figs. This is gonna go great with our pizza party that we're having. So make sure to check out the recipe, give a like and subscribe, and sign up for my newsletter, and don't forget to check out the free mini cookbooks down below. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, ciao!